Thank you, Your Excellencies, for the guidance and support you accorded South Africa since our country took over the chairship of SADC last year. It has been an honor to work with fellow member states in advancing all areas of SADC's agenda. Let us continue to work in unity to do more for our people together with our people. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the year 2017/2018 marked the third year of implementation of the revised Regional Indicative Strategic Development Plan 2015 to 2020. While we recorded significant achievements in the implementation of programs across our priority areas, there are still areas that require our urgent attention. As regional leaders, we have a responsibility to prioritize the needs of our people and find lasting solutions to poverty, inequality, and underdevelopment. That is why the 37th SADC Summit held last year in Pretoria adopted the theme of partnering with the private sector in developing industry and regional value chains. Member states were urged to operationalize the theme through implementation of projects in the focus areas of agro-processing, mineral beneficiation, energy, and pharmaceuticals. Member states were also called upon to work to develop skills and create mechanisms for the involvement of the private sector. South Africa hosted the second SADC Industrialization Week during 2017, which created a platform for targeted engagement with the private sector and deepened the focus on key investment opportunities in our region. The Industrialization Week that was recently held in Windhoek is a further testimony to our collective efforts to strengthen private-public partnerships within our region. Over the period of our chairship, we have been able to secure more than $500 million of committed productive investments by South African companies in each of the priority value chains across the region. The investments cover forestry, agriculture, and agro-processing. They also cover fertilizing, mining, mineral processing, and pharmaceuticals. They reflect South Africa's commitment to moving from a trade-based to an investment-led development strategy for the region. The previous summit directed the Secretariat to finalize the establishment of a regional natural gas committee to promote the inclusion of gas in the regional energy mix. The terms of reference of the working group for the Interstate Natural Gas Committee were approved, culminating in the signing of a statement of intent on cooperation on the development of regional gas market and infrastructure during the joint meeting of SADC ministers responsible for energy and water in June 2018. There have been a number of concrete initiatives over the last year that now form part of the SADC work program. The first one is the framework model on the control and management of the fall armyworm that is being rolled out with the Food and Agriculture Organization. Capacity building workshops have been held in Mozambique, Madagascar, and Zambia. The second one is a program to develop capacity in industrial policy making, which has been initiated with South Africa hosting a SADC Industrial Policy for Policymakers program in September 2017 as a pilot initiative. Thirdly, the SADC Integrated Regional Electronic Settlement System has gained significant momentum, establishing a firm platform for increased intra-SADC trade and investment and further strengthening regional financial integration. Fourthly, the SADC Energy Foresight and Assessment Study in support of the SADC Industrialization Strategy and Roadmap is underway, with data having been gathered from 6 of the member states. Fifthly, a SADC engineering needs and numbers study is close to completion. It aims to obtain a better understanding of the engineering capacities in the SADC region to allow for better planning as well as implementation of the infrastructure program that we talk about all the time. Sixthly, as part of World Food Day, a model has been developed for regional food security. The model will be launched during this year's Food Day in Namibia. The seventh is the progress that has been made in addressing tuberculosis in the mining sector across 10 SADC countries. More than 10,000 claimants received payment and one-stop service centers were opened in Botswana, in Lesotho, Mozambique, and Eswatini. This has helped to increase access of mine workers to decentralized services. The eighth one is the shared procurement of essential medicines and commodities in SADC that has been identified as a priority with the aim to establish an autonomous non-profit organization called the SADC Pooled Procurement Services. Ninthly, the Medicines Regulatory Harmonization Project is focusing on establishing and strengthening regional and sub-regional networks of regulatory authorities in our region. The 10th one is the implementation of Phase 3 of the SADC Roam Like at Home initiative, which began in October 2017. This entails the development of a harmonized cost model for wholesale and retail roaming tariffs to be used by all national regulatory authorities in SADC. And lastly, which is the 11th, a task team was appointed to work on a framework to operationalize the SADC Declaration on the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Your Excellencies, this demonstrates the fact that SADC is at work. Our regional integration is manifesting itself in many ways that we had never imagined before. We have gone beyond being an organization that just talks about issues at a political level. We have now gotten down to folding our sleeves and are doing things, actual things that will advance the interests of the people of our region. And that calls for a good round of applause for SADC. Over the years, SADC member states have acknowledged that the private sector should play a leading role in creating jobs, driving trade and industrialization, and fostering regional integration. We therefore need to ensure that we create a conducive environment for business to thrive in our region and to deepen our engagement with the private sector across the board. Collaboration with the private sector is important not only in designing SADC regional strategies and initiatives, but also in identifying impediments to greater regional economic integration. The ability of SADC countries to establish a competitive industrial sector and promote greater industrial linkages has been hindered by the lack of infrastructure in areas such as energy, transport, and communications. Regional cooperation in the development of infrastructure will lower transaction costs, enhance regional markets, and make production and exports more competitive. Investment in infrastructure must therefore be a central priority for our region. Through our joint efforts, the region has now established a healthy pipeline of bankable projects, which we now need to see through to completion and execution. The region remains peaceful and stable, underlying the value of successful mediation and conflict prevention strategies undertaken by member states in collaboration with SADC Secretariat. We should continue to be guided by adherence to democratic values and practices, good governance, and credible regular national elections. The consolidation of democracy and the elevation of the rule of law across the region is definitely a sign of the improved effectiveness of our regional institutions and mechanisms. The recent elections held in Zimbabwe, which were declared by the SADC Observer Mission as having been free and fair, is a positive sign. We look forward to the finalization of the election process outcome in the coming days. We anticipate that the forthcoming elections in the Kingdom of Eswatini, the Republic of Madagascar, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo will also go well. The strengthening of democracy in our region should also manifest itself through the establishment and the strengthening of institutions that have proven over time and in many parts of the world to enhance democracy. One such institution is a regional parliament. Our colleagues in the SADC Parliamentary Forum have indicated their readiness to transform the Parliamentary Forum into a SADC parliament. This is a proposal we should give due consideration to and support, because it is definitely going to add to the institutions that we have that support democracy, that deepen our democratic values and advance our broader progress. With the expiration of both the Regional Indicative Strategic Plan and the Strategic Indicative Plan for the organ by the end of 2020, SADC needs to begin formulating a long-term vision and a strategic plan in line with the decision of the June 2012 summit. It should identify where the region wants to be by 2050 and should direct our resources and mobilize our people towards the achievement of our shared goals. We should aim to have the strategy presented at our summit in 2019. Your Excellencies, our region offers a young demographic and a growing consumer class and great opportunities for industrialization. We need to harness the youthfulness of our region to develop our human capital, speed up economic growth, and foster sustainability. There are increasing numbers of young entrepreneurs who are exploring a range of business possibilities. And earlier we heard from Dr. Vera Songe how we need to harness their creativity, their innovation, through enabling them to register their patents in a cost-effective manner, because it is through that creativity and innovation that we will be able to unlock the huge energy and the wealth that these young entrepreneurs are trying to explore in our region. We need to support them by promoting the development of small businesses, creating vocational training programs, and preparing them with the skills they need for a rapidly changing economy. Key to realizing this is the introduction of regional centers of excellence and specialization which can equip the youth with skills and expertise. The growth and the diffusion of digital technologies is another key area which SADC needs to promote to secure the future of its people. The digital economy is an increasingly important driver of economic growth and can play a significant role in accelerating development, enhancing productivity of existing industries, cultivating new markets and industries, and achieving inclusive, sustainable growth. Many countries are increasingly embracing innovation and using information and communication technology to deliver public services and involve people in decision-making processes. The ICT sector is powering growth and change in areas such as banking, retail, health, education, entertainment, you name it, the list is endless. While the economic potential associated with the digital economy is undoubtedly significant, not all countries are equally equipped to capitalize on such opportunities. It is therefore critical that digital cooperation should be an important part of our regional integration agenda. Progress towards a digital economy is, without any doubt, a critical step in the region's path to sustainable development. A regional strategy for a digital economy, therefore, would include the promotion of digital innovations and technologies, sharing experiences of e-government, promoting e-commerce, promoting regional digital payment systems, strengthening broadband infrastructure, building cloud computing infrastructure, and moving towards a digital single market. Excellencies, During our chairship, the region has had to address a number of challenges to entrench peace and security, which President Lorenzo, President of the Republic of Angola, reported about. I wish to thank him most sincerely for the outstanding work done by the organ of politics, peace, and security. They have given close attention to some of the challenges that we have had in our region on peace and security, and for this, we thank them most sincerely as the organ in our region. In conclusion, I wish to acknowledge the role played by the SADC Executive Secretary, Dr. Tex, her deputies, and the staff of SADC Secretariat for their dedication and commitment in ensuring that SADC continues to pursue its mandate. SADC continues to cherish the collaboration and support of our international cooperating partners who continue to make a significant contribution towards sustainable development in our region. I wish to thank Your Excellencies, heads of states and government in our region, for the confidence you placed in South Africa during the period of our chairship. When we took the baton from our predecessor, His Majesty King Mswati III of the Kingdom of Eswatini, we chose a theme that builds on the foundation laid by previous chairs. I have no doubt that the work that has been done will be carried forward. I also want to extend our gratitude to the African Union, and particularly to the sterling work that has been done by President Paul Kagame as chair of the African Union, for having led the continent towards milestone achievement, but more particularly in relation to getting our continent to move towards a free trade agreement. President Kagame, we thank you for your outstanding leadership. We also thank the chairperson of the AU Commission for continuing to be seized with the challenges that face our continent, and we applaud him for having taken to his task with such speed and with such effectiveness. And thank you to you too, my brother Musa Faki, for all the work that you are doing. With this, I have no doubt in relation to what we have put forward that His Excellency President Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, who in a minute's time will be getting to be at the helm of our organization. The SADC integration agenda will be advanced even further. It is therefore my singular honor to willingly, unconditionally, unreservedly, irrevocably, with a deep sense of pleasure and gladness, to hand over the chairship of SADC to my brother, His Excellency, Dr. Hage Geingob. I wish all of us a very productive presence here and deliberations during this summit, and wish all of us the very best in all that we do. And with this, I now hand over the badge to none other than Dr. Hage Geingob, so that he can take us forward.
These guys forgot about us.
Thank you. I didn't hear an applause for the new chairperson. Shall we? Thank you. Before the chairperson comes to present his acceptance statement, we invite College Art Choir to give us a short